It's all about 11 points. First team to hit.
Welcome once again to the Kopiko Purple League and the Sports Arena Sentosa, the official tournament arena for the league. It is a very special day today. It is the final day of the first phase, or I suppose you could say the first half of the Kopiko Purple League. As you can see there, my name is Julian Sutherland. Sitting next to me in the commentary box, once again, we are privileged to have one of the actual managers of the 12 clubs that is playing in the Kopiko Purple League. Samuel Nelson, I know you've already been in the commentators box with Des before.
Yes, great being here.
Okay, we're just going to have a look at the, what do you make of this, the 12-12? Klang United, Puchong United?
Yeah, I didn't see this coming at all. I expected actually Puchong to walk away here with a win, but it's a great result for Klang.
Isn't it, though, the case that you kind of in the second or maybe the third or the fourth ties when Klang United know that they have to pick up the pace, that they're probably going to come up with more of a sting? I had a theory that Puchong United and Muar City, because they kicked off so, well
yes.
To start off with, that set the benchmark. As we look at the full results here, Tommy Sugiyata with another 3-love win over Hua Chen Hao. Then Lim Chu Sien was a loser to Yap Wu Chen, and so that tied it up essentially. But then another good win for the Indonesians in the doubles. Were very close in the mixed doubles as well. And in the end, that's what led to 12 all. And as we've been saying, the result was then decided by counting up all the points that were won in all of those games, and Puchong came out on top. And so that's the current league standings. Puchong United on top, Ampang Jaya in second, Kopong in third, Klang Jaya in fourth, Muar City in fifth. Samuel, what do you think of your own league standing right now?
Actually, we're standing fourth. Actually, Muar City is on second place.
Yeah. Well, I mean, things are moving, of course, throughout today, so
yes,
it's all getting upgraded.
I think it's a good result for us. Klang drawing with Puchong just now. That was a good result for us. We wanted that.
I've actually tipped your team as one of the dark horses for the whole league.
Okay.
I have. I'll explain that in a minute. This is the order of play we're going to be seeing in the first of the two ties. Of course, there's going to be one at 7 o'clock as well. Tan Ken Meng versus Tan Chun Siang. That should be a very interesting match. And Sanatasa Sanu has also been coming well, but we'll get to that in a second because the teams are about to come out on court. Introduced by our on-court MC, JD.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the away side. Let's bring on the home team. Serdang BC. Your captain, Tan Kian Mei. Tai An Kang. Lim Chi Wing. Amelia Alicia Anthony. Chi Lin, Chen Chung Jan, Sanatasa Saniru, Coach Andy Bakar, and your manager, Ong Yu Ha. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, the two teams playing in this tie, Serdang BC and Muar City BC.
So as we get the players and the teams facing off, let's have a look at the team lineups here. Strong again from Muar City, as you'd expect, and pretty strong from Serdang as well, actually, and with some good performances of late from the likes of Sanatasa Saniru and Tan Kan Meng himself, and of course Tan Bin Shen, the captain for Muar City. I think we're about ready to hear from both of the managers. They'll be on court with JD.
Yeah. The managers courtside, but first I speak to Ong Yu Ha, team manager of Serdang BC. Now I understand that a lot of your players are back from Bangladesh. They're back from international duty now. So is this a full strength first choice team?
Yeah, they just came back this morning, 4 a.m. So we try to put them in to play against I think, one of the stronger teams.
Now, one of the stronger teams he's mentioning is Muar City BC. You had an amazing record, but today, Jason Wong, team manager, you're playing without Hyun Il. And you split Hee-chun and Bin Shen today. What is the story behind all this strategy, all these lineup changes?
Okay, we think without Hyun-il, we need to reshuffle our lineup again. Then for the doubles, we need to mix it up to get the better pair out of that. Yeah.
All right, so we'll see how this all pans out right now. Team managers, shake hands one more time. And may the better team win. Let's get the matches going. Back to you in the commentary box.
Wow, some interesting news there. That Lee Hyun-il, of course, not making an appearance today, so they have shifted their lineup around. That means that is going to be the opening men's singles. So far, Muar have always kicked off with the strong Korean. Of course, there have been all sorts of scheduling conflicts. And the other important thing, Samuel, that we just heard, was that Serdang arrived back from the Bangladesh Open at 6 a.m. this morning.
Yes, that's right.
One of their players won it as well. That was Lim Chi Wing, if I'm right.
Yes, and Song Ju-won as well, if I'm not mistaken. He came back as well.
Now that's got to be tough, right? As a manager, how would you deal with that when you have a schedule like this, a rough, tough schedule like this?
Yeah, it's very difficult because at the same time, you know, you want your best players to be on court. On the other hand, you know, you want your players to be 100% fit.
Yeah.
I think this is, you know, the compromise between the both.
Yeah. But I mean, that also helps in terms of building a squad. You have to obviously build a decent squad that can. Did you expect when you got into this being the first league, obviously, that there would be this many changes to the lineups when you?
No, I didn't expect it. It's a lot of changes, yes.
Yeah. Do you have the option to buy lots of players or get more players in for next season?
We have the option, but I think I'm quite satisfied with the team as it is. The team is really good.
Oh, well, yeah, they're doing absolutely fantastic. As I said, I've tipped them to be one of the dark horses. You've got the you know, the big teams that come out quick out the starting blocks, and you've got the other ones that burn as they go throughout the league, and those are the ones. And so far, I've been myself very impressed with their performances, and I can tell you that now because you're here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're just about to get underway. Now, between Tan Chun Siang and Tan Kan Meng, who would you go for?
They both played earlier this year in the Vietnam Open, and Tan Chun Siang came away with a straight set victory in that one.
Right.
But based on form, I'm going to go with, and also taking into account the 11-point system, I'm going to go with Tan Kian Meng for this one.
All right, that's a very interesting point. So you reckon that he's faster to 11 points?
Yes, I think the 11-point system is suiting him better than it is Tan Chun Siang.
Right. Is that a focus thing, or do you think he can just remain his focus for 11 points? Or?
I think Kian Meng is a fast starter, and Chun Siang takes a little bit longer to warm up.
Okay, well, Chun Siang, of course, the higher ranked player, 63rd. Tan Kan Meng is 121st. I can tell you that Kian Meng got to the quarterfinals of the Career Open. I was actually there in Jeonju to watch that. So we see Mohammed Ezzat Salman in the umpire's chair, and at Lim Su-ching in the service judge area. He got to the quarterfinals, but that's trumped a little bit by Tan Chun Sang getting to the final of the Malaysia Kuching International Challenge this year, of course, where he faced Lee Hyun-il and took him to 3 games as well. So a lot of experience for him. And how important is it as a manager? We've thought up here in the commentary box that 3 points straight off the first game is just ideal. That would set you up nicely for the time.
Yes, it takes the pressure off the rest of the team. So it really helps the team to play better. Otherwise, when the second players, the women's singles come on, there's a lot of added pressure.
Yeah. Okay. Right. And as it's gone, do you find that you yourself have been kind of willing games to not be conceded?
I'm sorry?
Do you find that as the tie goes on, because it's all about winning games and obviously losing games as well, do you find yourself feeling that, oh, I wish we could just win this clean 3-love?
Yes, I think that happens every time we go into the game, but sometimes it doesn't quite work out that way.
Yeah, obviously. Because in the 21-point system, of course, it's just about getting to 21. So
Yes.
however you do get to 21, that's fine with this 18 or 5 or whatever. But here, those 5 points or those 18, or in this case, whichever points you concede, as we just saw in the earlier tie, which is tied at 12 all, will decide these matches. That's one of the innovations of the Kopiko Purple League. The 11-point system, of course, 5 games played in every match, 6 matches played in every tie, and those tie scores will be 11 match days as the 12 clubs play each other. And we're just about to get underway here. And that might just be a little echo of what you were saying, Samuel, about how he warms up.
Yes, it's a quick starter.
So both players taking this so far at a very easy pace. No one's come really racing out the blocks. That was a very nice shot from Ken Meng.
It's a lot of fine shots. That's just one of them.
It's a very tactical, crafty game that's being played right now. But they are both solid players like that, and they can, of course, defend as well as they can attack.
They're both very solid players. And as I was about to say, there, Chun Siang has a really powerful attack. Just proved it there.
Well, Chun Sang, of course, has been making his appearance in the second men's singles up to this point. The absence of Lee Hyun-il means that he's starting off here. Strong enough so far. He's at least keeping pace. Fan Meng. Rushes towards the net for the kill. Defended really nicely.
You can see Chun Siang sitting in there waiting for Ken Meng to commit. Great tactical play from him.
Drawing him in.
Yes.
Finds the space behind him and executes. So, 3-all.
Yet another one of those clean smashes by Chun Siang.
Well, that is the center point of his game, really, isn't it? And we've seen a couple of players already. Azur Nayub's another one where their games are kind of built around that. I think that Chun Siang has a little bit more than Azrin does in terms of the other side of play, the defensive side of play, the positional side of play especially.
He's much more steady.
And that's why, of course, he is 63rd in the world. You don't get these rankings just assigned to you. You have to fight your way through them. But so far, he's been picked out by someone about 60 places below him. That was very clean.
I'm anticipating a lot of attacking play we're going to see today because both of these players are primarily offensive players.
Now I can take a high line. start pushing the pressure. Any comments, Samuel, on the court itself? We haven't actually obviously been up here in the commentary box. How have the players dealt with the court? How have they found the court, the drafts of it, and the general environment?
I think the draft is not really that big of a problem. I mean, it's always there whenever there's air-conditioned environment, but the draft is not a big problem. I think a lot of players are talking about the court surface has been a bit slippery to some
Well, it
of
is,
them.
of course, a new court. The entire arena was built for this event.
Yes.
Over the last year, it's been put together under the vision of Dr. Jacko. And so far, as we move, probably a good time to say it, into the mid-season break, there have been very, very few logistical errors that we've seen from up here in the commentary box for such a big event. And from a team's point of view, any real problems?
No real problems at all, but as I said, a bit slippery for some of the players complaining. But then again, it's not all of the players that are making that complaint, just a handful of them.
Well, it's the same as I said in football. You know, you go to different football stadiums and then different pitches you have. Some are uphill, some are downhill. And so as long as everybody's playing on the same court, that's the main thing. And of course, as we go through the months of the Kopiko Purple League, as we approach the end of it in February, then these players will be warmed up to it as well. Now, while we've been telling you about that court, Tan Kan Meng has crafted a 4-point lead for himself. He's in control of that point. Just lost it at the end. This could be exactly as you said, Samuel, that Tan Kan Meng's easier or quicker to get to 11. But they did play each other in the Vietnam Open, and it was a different story.
Yes, the 21-point system I think will favor Chun Siang, but then again, the 11-point system introduced by this Kopiko Purple League, that's a whole new ball game altogether.
What was your first reaction when you heard it was going to be 11 points?
Actually, I responded quite positively to it. I feel that 11-point system, the World International Badminton could do with this 11-point system. It's faster.
Yeah. It's like 2020 cricket, basically. It's a shortened version, but it favors the attack, the offense. That's exactly what we saw from Tan Kan Meng just then. Very nice net kill into the left side.
Another thing, of course, Jeevan, is that it allows people, younger players especially, to have the confidence to take on more experienced players.
Well, no, that's what we've been watching, as I said, in the first. This, of course, the 4th tie that the clubs are playing. We've seen some incredible matchups that would not happen anywhere else in the badminton world.
Yes.
And from those, I'm talking, say, the world number 20 versus world number 1,280. You'd be surprised. It was always a hypothetical, theoretical game as to what that would be. But when it comes down to it, the energy and the determination of the player has pushed them through on some occasions. But we haven't really seen really big upsets of the international stars yet.
Yeah, I think the biggest one, of course, which comes to my mind would be Muhammad Hafiz Hashim's victory over Nguyen Thien Minh, world number 8.
That's right. But it was still within that top level. We still haven't seen like a ranked 4-5-2 player taking out Lee Hun.
Right.
We've seen a couple of games gone. We've seen, each of them have had their scares, but they've always had the skills to pull the games back. I'm talking about that. Tan Kan Meng now on the brink. After what has been a very tactical game so far. He's got himself 2 game points here. Purple League system, of course, to 11 points. If both players are on 10 points, and it's just one deciding point, so you can have double game point, double match point. We've seen a lot of them. And for that reason, you can expect Kan Meng to keep pushing forward. And that was as offensive as you get, really, isn't it?
Yeah. It was much quicker off the blocks, and I think he worked all through the game fast. He didn't allow Chun Siang to settle down in the first game, and it's a good victory for Kan Meng.
So Serdang take the first point of the tie, and they're, of course, the club that needs it. Just to give you the bigger, broader picture, Serdang currently in 9th, and they have a -15 games average. As we look at that 8 minutes result there. Whereas, of course, Muar City sit nicely in 2nd spot at the moment, as of 7th December, of course, with a +27 games difference. Now, Samuel, if you are either of these managers. You're going into the mid-season break. One of you's got a minus 15 games difference. The other one's got a plus 27.
Right.
How does that translate? I mean, how do you even approach that problem?
One way to approach it is to realize that it's only one half of the season. In fact, no, we have only played 4 games.
Of the 11, that's right.
Yeah, there's another 7 to go, and the mid-season break allows you, the transfer window to allow you to get in new players, to make the changes.
Right.
You have tested the ground, you know how it is. You can make more changes, more effective changes.
So what he's saying is this is, I mean, as interesting as, we've never really seen a league table in badminton before, so just seeing all the stats on it is great, but this isn't actually reflective right now of what the end will be, because things still need to warm up, teams need to warm up, and we'll see different, and of course you as a manager will be making different strategic changes.
Yes, I think it's a very open title race.
Oh, it's good to know, it's good to know. We get into the second game now. And again, Tang Meng just picking up from where he left off.
Ken Meng has just taken the first point there, Jeevan, but I think we can expect Chun Xiang to up the pace slightly here. That's what he normally does when he's down.
We have seen him do that on a number of occasions so far. And he'll start forcing the issue with that center point to his game, which is the smash, of course. But he has to have it on target, that's for certain.
I would feel that Chun Xiang is slightly rushing things here. He really needs to move Ken Meng around and get the opportunity before going in for the attack.
That was a difficult fall away hook smash anyway. So probably not the easiest to do, but...
Yeah, he was out of position.
Yeah, totally. And now, of course, if he does keep missing, then those unforced errors are going to really cost him. As all Ken Meng is going to have to do is just play reactive. And now he's asking a few questions.
He's deliberately moving Ken Meng to the right-hand side. That's where...
Yeah, and keeping his...
It's the weaker side of Ken Meng, actually.
Well, that is a fantastic perspective. So move him away from that. Now, of course, Ken Meng's bound to know that as well. So.
Yes. Ken Meng can be quite deadly towards the backhand side, and I think moving him to the forehand side is not really his weakness, but it's the weaker side.
Yeah. And then, of course, we can expect some huge cross-court jump smash to take advantage of that space. Well, he's going to have to do it soon because Ken Meng is already 3 points up here in the second game. And now he'll have his chance to dictate play. Not too far behind at 2-4. We've seen it so many times that when you do stumble or fall, trying to get back into your positional awareness and stances is extremely difficult, because then your next shot can just be that few millimeters off.
I think it works for shorter players like Nora Azrin Ayub and even Dato Lee Chong Wei as well.
Go Cap Chan as well.
Yeah, they get up far much easier with much more ease, but I think the taller players find it more difficult. Ken Meng is certainly a tall player.
Yep, definitely. One of the few players I can think of that's tall that's managed to get over that, of course, is Hafiz Hashim. Tommy Sugiyato is another one as well. And then they do it by not necessarily getting up and defending, but just playing incredible attacking drop shots that reset the tempo of the play.
Getting it back with interest, in the words of Jill Clark.
Yeah, the great Jill Clark. I've had the pleasure of working with a couple of times. Just absolutely fantastic lady, fantastic. And the voice of badminton globally. Now, Ken Meng managing to keep this 2-point lead. Got the service back. And you can just see some frustration already on Chun Xiang's face. There are a couple of smashes that aren't landing where they should. A couple of drop shots that aren't landing where they should. And the game is slipping away. 11 points. You can't afford too many of these.
I sense that Chun Xiang is under pressure here due to the 11-point system. He's not being allowed the room to settle down and get into the game.
Yeah, and of course that 21-point system has been around for so long. I know Yen Min was also saying something about it as well. It is a massive innovation because your entire game would be based on 21 points, your training and everything.
Yeah.
So, suddenly having to pull out the sprint.
I mean, they're trained, to start off, get warmed up into the game, get the rallies going. And after the 11-point interval, that's when they start to inject the pressure.
That's
but
right.
This is totally a whole new ball game.
Because of course the midpoint here is 6 points. Now, Kan Meng missed that. He had managed to craft out a 5-point lead. Going for the kill. That would have given him a 9-3 lead, so you can see exactly why he did it.
And full credit to Chun Xiang. He's moving Kian Ming again and again to the right-hand side.
Yeah.
That's where most of the errors are coming from the Serdang half.
So, Chun Xiang does have a plan. Let's see if he can just execute it the way he wants. That one's out. So, as predicted. Beginning to claw himself back into it. And that's, as I said, the mark of the better players. Well, I hate to say better players, but the higher ranked players is that they can shift games the way they want. Lee Hyun-il was definitely shocked when he had a game taken off him by Sutek Ji, I remember. He just tightened everything up. So far, Tan Chun Xiang still behind, but playing a more solid game for sure.
At least 2 times in the last rally, we saw Chun Xiang deliberately pushing Kian Ming deep into that forehand side again, and it just opened up the rally for him.
8-6. Kian Ming already one game up. Of course, means Serdang on 1 game up, 1 point up.
Another area, of course, where Kian Ming is very strong is his return of serves. Still remember being down courtside with Nora Azrin telling him about that. To watch out for Kian Ming's return. He gets the shuttle very fast over.
Absolutely brilliant to have so many perspectives and insights from literally on the court by having a manager in the commentary box as well. And last week, of course, we've had managers. We've had Donald Spears, of course, will be joining us for the 4th game onwards in this match. And I think, as I understand it, both of you will be rotating, so I'm possibly the luckiest commentator on the planet at the moment that I have a manager and a badminton analyst right next to me. So Chun Xiang beginning, add a bit of power to the pushing. So far Kian Ming responding well enough that he's got himself another game point. Now, after taking the first game, this means that Chun Xiang is running out of time, right?
Right. And if it goes to the decider, I think Chun Xiang has a problem with fitness lately.
Yeah, we did see that. Of course, there was an ankle injury that he had beforehand.
And also the game against Iskandar.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sure you're referring to that one.
Yeah, that's the one where he was 2-love up, and of course, well, the entire tie just turned on his head. But I do know what you mean. In the 3rd game, usually he's already hitting the towel, and he's looking definitely a little bit more fatigued. So possibly some fitness to be worked on by the wall number 63 as Serdang take a 2-0 lead in this tie, with Tan Kian Ming in another 8 minutes taking the 2nd game 11-7. So good news for Yuhok. Tan Chun Xiang has to possibly. Okay, well, if your plan isn't working, if you had a strategy and it's now not working, you're 2 games down, what would you be saying here?
Yeah, I'll be probably telling Chun Xiang, to push Kian Ming more to the forehand. The tactic is working fine. It's just that Kian Ming has been Kian Ming has stopped smashing from the forehand. He's starting to play the drops. He's playing it safe. He realizes he's having difficulty with the forehand.
Right.
But I think Chun Xiang should just continue what he's doing and be more patient.
Right. Okay. So basically, just be a bit calmer, a lot more confident.
Yes, I think especially in the 2nd game, we saw Chun Xiang actually losing out. Most of them was his own errors.
Yeah. Do you find with a lot of your well, should we say the not big stars, the younger players, that there are lapses of concentration. They do have
Always.
troubles. Yeah, always.
Always. We always have to tell them, we're in courtside telling them, focus, focus, focus. That's one of the things we're always shouting out at them.
Right, okay, because we've seen it from up here, obviously. And it does translate to points and shots.
Play.
Okay, third game. One that Chunsang has to win. If he wants the match, of course. As I said, the overall picture is Serdang need to win this tie. It would be a very good boost for them before they get into the mid-season break. That doesn't, of course, mean that Muar City are just going to take their foot off the pedal. They'd like to increase their standing up at the top of the league. But you can expect Serdang to be a little bit hungrier. And that power smash, a bit too much to return.
Very great play there by Chunsang. We see him moving Kianming again to the right-hand side.
He's forcing him into that lift, and as soon as that shuttle turns up, these big smashes just kill it immediately. So a good start here. Being calm, being confident is what Anthony said. Was possibly overthinking that difficult shot to control anyway.
Had a lot to do with Kianming's quick return of serve.
Yeah, and he is aiming for the body as well. Again, there you go. Safest place to win a point, really. And with two body shots, he's got himself back level. And you really do, with this 11-point system, have to expect some kind of change of pattern of play within the next 4 or 5 points if Chunsang is going to do anything here. If not, Kianming's just going to slowly and gradually move towards that.
Kianming has just got 3 points in a row now.
And with that high, it was open, he had the space.
3 all.
And he went for the kill. That would have been 4 points in a row. Still, he's at least foiled Chunsang already with his initial plan. Fans around the sports arena Sentosa just enthralled by this first men's singles.
4-3.
I think now that, of course, all the teams have set up their league standing, there is a lot more of a story when you watch these matches. You can tell, you know, as I said, you know how they play. You've seen them play before, and you can see improvements. And
you can kind of predict who the favorite is already by looking at the teams. 3.
Great exposure for all these players, of course. And we've had 15-year-old doubles pairs taking, you know, games off Indonesian stars.
That happened yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. They are
at our team's expense.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly it. I'm so sorry. I've been watching so many games. That's right. Now, how did that feel exactly? I mean, you played your big stars, and then two 15-year-olds walk up and basically just, you know, stop playing their game.
I was at courtside, and when I saw that happen, I just moved out. You know, I just couldn't. Was worrying.
So a good shot for the future, though. Those two 15-year-olds.
Yeah, promising.
Okay, so now that one is another shot that has outfoxed Tan Junxiang. That's the kind of accuracy he'd love. Once again, a big shout out to all the fans that have come down the Sports Arena Sentosa. Yes, you deserve to be on TV. Came down to watch Malaysia's first ever national professional badminton league into its 4th match day now, its 4th tie. As you said, not quite halfway, but there will be a break to accommodate a lot of other sporting events that are happening now. It's a very busy time of year for sport. Of course, tonight there is a massive AFF semi-final, Malaysia versus Vietnam as well. And just watch out for updates on that on Astro.
Because the Axiata Cup is going on as well.
That's right, yeah, the Malaysian leg of the Axiata Cup. And that's why a lot of players, Tan Boon Hyung, I know, is one of them who's had to go. And I'm hoping, well, I suppose you're hoping that in the second phase of the Kopiko Purple League that there'll be less of these international conflicts, these club versus country kind of thing.
We still have the India GP Gold as where most of the players will be going to. But apart from that, it's going to be much less hectic than it was the last 4 matches.
Of course, everyone watching, you have to understand that a league system plays out far more regularly than the usual badminton calendar. Probably the most regular event, as Tan Chun Siang misses that, and that was a key point as well. So 8-6, he got a tight level with that. But of course, the Super Series plays basically once, twice a month.
Yeah, that's right.
And so there's about 2 or 3, but whereas this league system, as I can testify, is 3-4 days a week when you come in and you do the stuff. Well, all the clubs playing, so it's a physical toll for sure. So 8-6, Tan Kian Meng has not been ousted yet by Tan Chun Siang. He's now very close to pulling off a very well-crafted, comprehensive 3-love win. With shots like that, it might just happen. 2 points away from that. I think that's the best way of describing it. He's crafted it really well. He's played extremely well against a player of the ranking or skills, I suppose, of Tan Chun Siang.
I think full credit there to Ong Yu Hock. As I was saying yesterday, he's a master tactician.
Yeah. A legend, obviously, and very passionate still. Well, I think Kian Meng may have had his racket over the net. Anyway, with that kill, he tried the kill. It was returned.
Interestingly, the Empire did nothing of it.
Let's just have a look. Does that count as it's the full racket face? We saw Sony Dweekanchura. He was one flat. He was fouled for that. Is it the full racket over the net, or just a half racket, or any
I
of it?
think you're not supposed to meet the shuttle before it crosses the net.
Okay, right.
That's right. And then, of course, touching the net is a fault as well.
Well, either way, Tan Kian Meng has his 3 match points. Fully deserved. That's one that's gone.
That's it.
That's right. So that's the match, first match done, and fantastic performance from Tan Kian Meng. Brilliant strategy from Ong Yu Hock. And what do you make of that, Samuel?
As I said in the start of it, I predicted that Kian Meng, although not on paper, he had not a good record against Chun Siang on paper, but I predicted that based on his form,
11 points as well.
yeah, I predicted he would win this as well. But even I didn't predict that scoreline 3-0.
Well, look at that, 11-8, 11-7, 11-8. The world number 121 has just defeated the world number 63 in 24 minutes. And that's the kind of result you can get at the Kopiko property. That makes the tie 3-0, and we're about to hear from Tan Kian Meng, who's on court with JD.
All right, we're down here on the tournament arena floor with the winner of the first singles match for Serdang BC. Kian Meng, how do you feel? Straight sets win over Chun Siang, who is a very tough competitor. Did you expect it to be this easy?
No, it's very tough game. It is a tough game. I feel very happy with the match.
But it's a straight sets win. If he had pushed you to 5 sets, what do you think would have happened?
I don't know. I just try my best.
Cool. But it was a good win anyway. 3-0. Good win for Serdang. Congratulations. All right, back to you in the commentary box.
It was a fantastic win for Tan Kian Meng, and well crafted, as I said. He had to meet all the demands that were being made of him by Tan Chun Siang. Could be said, of course, that Chun Siang wasn't exactly as accurate as he should be, as Samuel Nason, who's joining me in the commentary box for this one, pointed out at the beginning of the match. He takes a little while to warm up. That was apparent. Kian Meng still made a few errors, but on the whole, he was in charge of that game, of that match.
Yes, he played much better than I expected him to.
Well, this can only mean good things for Serdang, of course, if one of their players is just getting stronger. And as we look at these stats, how would you break that down, Samuel?
Yeah, I think a lot of smash winners. I'm surprised there's only 5 smash winners from Chunxiang. I think there were more of those. Unforced errors, of course, were many,
Yeah.
especially on Chunxiang side.
Well, I suppose this whole game was based on not being a lot less. 2 net winners, clear net winners for Tan Kam Meng as well. So that means 3-0, 3 points to nothing to Serdang. And as we move into the women's singles, the vastly improved Sanatasa Saniru will be taking on from Muar City, Rusidina Antadayu. We've seen both of them play already. Now the women's singles, of course, far more elegant game of badminton. It's definitely going to be played at what should we say, an easier pace.
Yeah.
An easier pace. And with one of our players being Indonesian, of course, a lot of lifts, a lot of high clears, playing from the baseline. And before we get to that, we're about to hear from the managers who are on court with JD.
All right, we're down here with the team managers once again. First, let's just chat with Ong Yu Hawk, team manager of Serdang BC. Now, here's the thing. Sana, she suffered a loss against Lydia the other day, but overall, she's playing well, or are you expecting more from her?
Yeah, overall he's still doing well, so we will keep ask her to keep going on that. We before the game we'll be giving her a plan how to go on, but so far he still managed to get what according to our plan.
So very nice. Everything going according to plan, but let's see what's happening with Muar City BC. Jason, the thing with Rusidina has a 1-1 record right now. What happens when Adrianti is fully match fit again? Will you keep featuring her?
I think if Rusi keep on performing well, so we'll stick on to Rusi.
All right, very interesting. Who wins this one? We'll see. Back to you in the commentary box.
And who do you think is going to win this one, Samuel?
The both of them actually did play. I think last year it was in the Australian Open in Melbourne, if I'm not mistaken. They played and Sanatasha came out victorious that time.
That I'm assuming with the 21-point system again?
Yes, but with that said, I think that it's going to be a close contest, but I still feel that Sanatasha is actually the more favorite to win this.
Well, she has been proving herself, not just in singles and doubles as well. I know that you specifically are somebody that's tinkering with both of those categories. You've been moving singles and doubles around,
Right.
with a lot of success as well. I mean, I was watching that when you played Azwin Ayub in there.
Yeah.
And obviously, as a singles player who's dependent on his smash, he was a little lost at times in terms of positioning. But all in all, as I said, he's got a great spirit, that guy. Ian Spear in the umpire chair, Stephen Ong in the service judge area. About to get underway here for the second match in this first tie, Serdang versus Muar City. On the final day of the first half of the Kopiko Pub League, if you can call it that. Of course, there are 7 match days that will be played after January the 2nd, from January the 2nd to February the 5th. Intensive badminton in that time. And as Samuel Nason just pointed out, these first 4 ties have essentially been a good warm-up and a good way to get a lot of factors in, a lot of information and see how you play.
We've tested the ground. We've known a lot of the managers now know what to expect when they face the other teams. It's a little bit the surprises are going to go down.
So here we go, and on paper, let's see how this goes. It should, as Samuel's pointed out, go Sanatasa's way.
On my right, Muar City BC, represented by Rusidini Antadayu.
But Rusidina
On
has
my left,
proved to be very handy.
represented by Sanatasa Saniru. Muar City BC to serve, level, play. Service over.
The early point to Sanatasa from the error.
Service over. 1-all.
That was a very nice mid-court drop to level things out from Rusidina.
Service over.
You're seeing Sanatasha there with a clenched fist there. It's really important for Rusidina not to allow Natasha to get too much control of the game. It's going to be very hard to stop her once she does that.
Well, she's really trying to pick her spots around the court. And Wissadina definitely doing more of the moving right now. I think a service fault there. Well, if you leave things that high over the net, then you can expect them to be sent back with a sting. That's exactly what happened.
I can see Rusidina, she just doesn't want Natasha to settle down, because once Natasha settles down, it's going to be really difficult. That's what happened when young Lilian played her last week. Lilian was two games to the good and ended up losing it 3-2.
So the aim for Rusidina will be to kill off these points as quickly as possible and not let the long rally start emerging.
Kind of similar to what Tan Kian Ming just did earlier to Chun Xiang.
Yeah, and which he did especially well. If you've just joined us, there was a match preceding this with a surprise result. It was 3-2 Tan Kian Ming. Again, the world 121 beating the world number 63 cleanly and comfortably. So points are level, Samuel, but you have to say that Sanatasa has been asking more of the questions.
A lot of fine shots being played by Natasha. Rusidina is really relying a lot on power.
Yeah.
Contrasting styles of play. I have to say that Rusidina is actually the more physical of the two. Tendency to work really hard in the rallies.
As we're seeing right now. Well, another cross-court net drop lets her down. She seemed to be gaining a lot more confidence in that point, and then all of a sudden one missed shot can make a difference.
Interestingly, Jeevan, I think at least three of the 5 points that Natasha has got were due to the fine chops that she's been doing to the right and the left.
Yeah.
Really relying on those.
She's been executing them well as well. Well, that one was definitely going to be wide. The push. And that's led to the first division of points. Rusidina with a 2-point lead and the serve. And now she has the option to start dictating these points of play. That was very well done. It's these key points, 6, 7, and 8.
That's when
makes all
the
the
players,
difference, yeah.
that's when they start to step up and pile the pressure.
Sanatasa right now just reacting. Tried to ask more difficult question with that shot. Didn't make it over. So Rusidina now with a good 4-point lead. And the way these games, or the way this game's been playing out, you have to fancy her to take the first game and deliver a first point for Muar City. be delivered through
10,
errors.
game point.
Muar City, of course, not used to being behind.
Yeah.
They're eager to get this one off.
I think this might actually be the first time, in fact, where they have been behind. There's a lot of stats that I'd have to go through to confirm that. I'll just say that it might be. Now,
First game won
So,
by CBC.
you had a good feeling that she was going to convert one of them with a 4-point lead. And it was a winner in the end that did it. Nice little drop into the right side. 11-5, she takes it. And Muar City are on the scoreboard. And not the first time they've been on the scoreboard, of course. But as I said earlier, I mean, when they came out the blocks, Muar City and Puchong United were racking up plus 14, plus 16.
Big wins.
The games of massive differences. And for a while, I think a lot of people watching, and a lot of us thought, well, hold on, is that going to be the benchmark that everyone hits? One now, of course, Yapcom Hawks come out as well and also said, I'm sure you'll confirm it, if you take about 10 games, if you take 10 points away from each tie, win or lose, then you're progressing through the league.
Yes,
quite
correct.
decently.
That's right, that's right.
That's what was it has emerged over the first 4 ties. So that first burst by Muar City and Puchong United, while great for the fans, was well, I suppose it set their own standards a bit high, because then they went into the next ties and found a lot of resistance. It was almost like Serdang, of course, won the Rookies Cup. Then they went into the league and immediately found a lot of difficulty in the league system, and they were pushed down the table, and of course they're in 9th now as well. So
I think they got a lot of notice from people. People started paying attention to them.
yeah,
Play.
But I still feel Serdang is a very strong team. May not have a lot of big names, but
yeah, they have a lot of competent players.
right.
Well, had that drop shot gone over, Sanatasa was very late to see it. Thankfully didn't. She's got it back. She's just talked to herself as well. That's in.
That's exactly what she needs to be doing against Natasha, to push her deep into those corners.
Yeah, stop her moving ahead, stop her controlling the court. And she's playing them accurately as well. That's what we expected, of course. Sedina, another one of the Indonesian women's singles players that loves the baseline. Loves playing off it, loves serving to it, loves smashing at it. And of course coming in and doing some exquisite drop shots as well. Somewhere in between, there's a lot of points. And there's one of them.
I think we're seeing both of these players actually moving each other deep into the corners. And that seems to be the game plan. Because I think Natasha needed to hit that slightly higher.
Yeah.
Was within Visadina's reach.
That's the main thing. You have to play the shuttle into areas which are not going to lead you into a smash that comes straight back, or a net cross court. So you can't go too low, you can't go too high. It's going to be well crafted, and I think with that perspective you can now look back at Tan Kai Meng's wonderful 3-love victory over Tan Chun Siang in the first match and realize what he actually did there to nullify Chun Siang's game throughout all 3 games.
Excellent performance from him. He played the tactics all correct.
Not surprising. We have watched those. They were beautiful net winners from Rusidina. Still tied at 3 apiece. Probably the important difference of her having won that first game. So the strategy might not be worth pursuing. Sanatasa, should she go 2 games down, might have to vary it up a bit. She drops from very deep.
That's one of her primary weapons she's been using to score her points
Not an
against
easy
Rusidina.
shot. Not an easy shot.
But I must say that Rusidina seems to be helping her by pushing that shot at that angle. It's helping her. The timing is just correct.
Oh, that was another beautiful drop shot. So
Good variation there.
Absolutely inch perfect. So Rusidina has now hit 2 of the 4 corners of Sanitas's court almost perfectly. And that's what she's intending to do. Oh, it's very nice. For the technique alone, was obviously called out. She just can't get off the baseline right now. And again, that shot which she's looking at as a winner, just not paying off.
Getting really frustrated. She can't put the shuttle away. Trying to play an exquisite shot down the line, of course, missing it.
Probably a better plan to have kept the rally going, possibly set it off to start working the angles a bit. But she is behind, of course, so she's going to want to have that feeling in her head that she wants to start racking up points. Now the frustration alone is leading to a couple of extra inches on those shots.
Full credit, of course, to Rusidina's
For hustling,
work rate. She's really working hard to get ahead in every rally.
And she knew with the raised fist there that this 3-point lead might be enough for this as well. So far, the first 2 matches of this tie have been extremely tactical. They've both come up with plans. One of them has just been a little bit more calm, a little bit more confident. And we've seen the points drop where they should. Wow, what happened there, Samuel?
Just really optimistic there, hoping. Really hoping that went long.
Oh, she thought it was going to go out and then tried to rescue it, right. It is a skill in its own, of course, to be able to gauge that. The more experienced players do it, they make it look so easy. Now, Rusidina did well on the backhand side there. Oh, what a shot! What a great shot!
Amazing. She's just very physical. She's able to withstand so much of pressure.
You'd expect, look at that. That's brilliant. That's beautiful. So, currently dominating the net in the mid-court area. It's got her game point for a 2-love lead. And that was expected.
She hit it out.
It was out.
Long. It was long.
Okay, in that case, that's another error that has gifted a game. Rusidina probably a bit happy. That was, because so fast, hardly saw it. She's now 2-love up. And, of course, she hasn't just waited and got unforced errors. Of course, beautiful net play, fantastic mid-court play. But this scoreline, perhaps, a bit flattering to her. So, just
the last thing that Rusidina would want right now is to sit back and enjoy the rest of this game. That's exactly what young Lilian did 1 week ago, last Sunday.
That's right, and we all saw what happened there.
Yes.
Well, Ong Yeok looks very animated. I said he was very animated before, but doesn't look very happy.
I think it's motioning to her not to keep lifting the shuttle behind and behind, but to do something more with it.
So, she's behind 2-love. The plan hasn't been working. She's got a stern talking to from her manager. Now she has to go out and deliver. And it's not really been a question of her specifically playing badly. She's been penned in by Rusidina on the baseline, who's then unleashed all these net winners.
The interesting thing is, of course, that Rusidina